This is your Ark. Y'all is magnified coming back with another informative video. This video is titled Family Law, a State Issue. So with that being said, let's get to it. But before I move any further, I'd like to state for the record, I'm not a lawyer, I do not practice law, and I do not pretend to. All my videos are for informational and educational purposes only. They're all facts and all truth. Nothing more, nothing less. So with that being said, again, I titled this video, Family Law, a State Issue. So now, as you all can see on the screen, top right hand corner, it's 1:07 a.m. So, this lets you all know that I'm always up. Yeah, I take a nap here and there. Some nights I overstudy and I have to really, take a deep sleep. But majority of the nights, I'm always up. Okay? Always studying, always learning, trying to think of more remedy and more methods to help free the guys. And help free my people from going through what they're going through. And teaching men to stand as men. Okay? So again, it's 1:08 a.m. and I'm making this video. I probably won't post it till tomorrow morning. Around probably like 10 or 11. Probably 9. I'd say around about 10 or 11. It depends on how I feel. But now, as you guys can see, we're coming from the hg.org, legal resources, right? So let's pick this up at where it says right here, what is child support law? Okay, we're going to pick it up right there. It says, what is child support law? Child support laws deals with the legal obligation of non-custodial parents to contribute financially to the rearing of their children. These laws are enacted at the state level. So now, what level are the child support laws are enacted at? The state level. It says it clear as day. State level. It don't say federal level. It says state level. Clear as day. Okay, but let's continue. It says, however, because a child support order remains in effect until a child reaches the age of majority, or even longer in some instances, administrations of the other can become a multi-jurisdictional issue as parents and children relocate. Determination of child support are usually incorporated into family law cases. So now, child support is incorporated into family law cases, right? That's what it say. Family law cases. Okay? So family law cases come only in the state. Family law cases is a state matter, and I'm going to prove that. But let's continue. That also covers matters such as divorce, separation, paternity, custody, and visitation. Like other family law decrees, support determinations are subject to modifications when appropriate. So now, we see that child support falls underneath the family law. Now we're going to find out, do family law fall underneath federal jurisdiction or is it state jurisdiction? I keep telling you all over and over again, child support is a state jurisdiction because family law is a creation of the state. Okay? But not only that, we're going to move in a lot further because you have guys telling you all to go out to your child's mom. It's not going to benefit you to go out to your child's mom. For the simple fact of the matter is, it's a state creation because the state created the program. If the child's mom want to apply for a service, that service shouldn't even exist in the state. But because the service do exist in the state, then it's time for to go out to the state, man. I keep telling people this every time. I haven't changed since I've been on here. I won for going out to the state, and a lot of other guys have won for going out of the state. Why? Because the state created the issue. So with that being said, now we about to go and see this the difference between the federal jurisdiction and the state jurisdiction. So let's go there. Okay, so now as you all can see, We're coming from the United States Courts.gov or the US Courts.gov, right? It says United States Courts, comparing federal and state courts. Let's get to it. Like I said, all my videos giving remedy, but let's get to it. It says the U.S. Constitution is the supreme law of the land in the United States. It creates a federal system of government in which powers is shared between the federal government and the state government. So the powers is what, guys? It says the powers is shared between what? The federal and the state government. But let's continue. It says due to federalism, both the federal government and each of the state governments have their own court systems. Discovered the difference in structure, judicial selections, and cases heard in both systems. So let's pick this up at court structures so we can find out the difference between the structures of each court. Let's start it off at the federal courts where it says right here, guys. It says Article, right? Let's pick this up at Article 3. It says Article 3 of the United States Constitution invests in judicial powers of the United States in federal court systems. Article 3, Section 1 specifically creates the U.S. Supreme Court and gives Congress the authority to create the lower federal courts. Let's pick it up in the state now where it says the. It says the Constitution and laws of each state establish state courts, a court of last resort, often known as the Supreme Court. Do it say the U.S. Supreme Court? No. It says as a Supreme Court, meaning it represents that particular state. But let's continue. It's usually the highest court. Some states also have an intermediate court of appeals. Below this appeals court are state trial courts. Some are referred to as circuit or district courts. Learn the difference between a circuit court and a district court. Certain claims you can bring in a circuit court and certain claims you can bring in a district court. It depends on how you bring in that claim. Learn what court you're using and use them properly. But let's continue. Let's stroll up now. So now as we see, the left side is federal, the right side is state. Okay? But let's continue. It says Congress. We in the federal side now, which is the left side. Right here it says Congress has used this power to establish the 13 U.S. Courts of Appeals, the 94 U.S. District Courts, the U.S. Courts of Claims, and the U.S. Courts of International Trade. U.S. bankruptcy courts handle bankruptcy cases. Magistrate judges handle some district court matters, right? Let's pick this up on the right side where it says states. Right here, states. States also usually have courts that handle specific legal matters. So they handle what? Specific legal matters. Okay? E.g., probate courts, wills and estates, juvenile courts, and what? Family courts, etc. So, family courts again, guys. Let's look on the right hand side. Fall underneath what? The state court system. Okay? Not the federal, but the state. The state is the one causing the issues. They're the ones causing the harm. They created a program that's causing you injury. Go after he who causes the injury. I cannot express that anymore. You know what I mean? I've been expressing this all that time. And I'm going to continue to express this until you guys get it in your head or what you're dealing with. But let's continue. Let's keep this up on the federal side. Right here. It says parties dissatisfied with a decision of the U.S. District Courts, the U.S. Courts of Claims, and or the U.S. Courts of International Trade may appeal to the U.S. Courts of Appeals. Right? Now let's go to the state side. Parties, right here, which highlighted, dissatisfied with the decision of the trial courts may take their cases to the Intermediate Courts of Appeals. Right? But let's continue. Back on the federal side, the left side, where it says A. Hold on, let me click on right there so you can see what I'm talking about. It says appeals, right? But we're going to pick it up where it says A, top of the paragraph, right here. It says A. Party may ask the U.S. Supreme Court to review a decision of the U.S. Courts of Appeals, but the Supreme Court usually is under no obligation to do so. The U.S. Supreme Court is the final arbiter of the federal constitutional questions. right? Let's go to the state side. It says parties have the option to ask the highest court, the highest state courts to hear the case. Notice the federal side is blank now. Let's pick it up on the right side of the state. It says only certain cases are eligible for review by the U.S. Supreme Court, which means only certain cases are eligible for review in the U.S. Supreme Court, meaning only on the federal side. Not every case you bring to the federal court is eligible for review, and family law is not one of them. But let's continue. It says selection of judges, right? We can pass that. Type of let's go right here. Type of cases heard, right? So we need to know the type of cases heard between the federal and the state courts. But let's continue. So right here it says the federal court system, right? Let's find out what the federal type of cases the federal court here. It says cases that deal with constitutionality of a law, should I say, cases involving the laws and treaties of the United States, cases involving the ambassadors and public ministers, disputes between two or more states, admiralty laws, bankruptcy, and habeas corpus issues, right? But now let's go to the state court system, right? Because I told you all, man, we're going to separate the truth from the fake. We're not playing games. We're separating truth from the fake, and we're going to do what we need to do. Pick it up right here where it says state court system, right? Let's find out what the state court covers. It says most criminal cases probate involving wills in the state. The second bullet point, most contract cases, tort cases, personal injuries, right? But right here, family law, right? Child support is on the family law. It says marriage, divorce, adoptions, whatever. So now, if child support is on the family law, then that means it falls underneath what? The state court system. And I keep telling y'all, nobody never went to federal court and won because it's for the state court system. That's it. The state court system. That's what we must deal with. Not the federal, but the state. But let's continue. It says state courts are the final arbiter of state laws and constitutions. Their interpretation of federal law. So who interpretation of federal law? It's the state court interpretations of federal law. State courts are the final arbiters. Excuse me, guys. Then it says state laws, right? It says, hold on, make sure I get that right. State laws and constitutions, their interpretation of federal law, U.S. Constitution, it's their interpretation of federal law. It's the state court's interpretation of federal law. It's what they interpret. What the scripture says. No scriptures are of private interpretation. They're going to mean what it's going to mean. You know what I mean? So you can't have a court that interprets something totally different, but try to make you guys believe their interpretation. It's a problem right there alone. But let's continue. Or, right here, I'll show you guys where I'm at so you know where to pick it up at. It says, or the United States Constitution may be appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court. The U.S. Supreme Court may choose to hear or not to hear such cases. So now, you have guys telling you to take your state issue, which in family law, right here, family law, but they tell, excuse me, guys, but they keep telling you all to take your family law matters into a Supreme Court on the U.S. Supreme Court, which only hears certain matters, and family law not one of them. But let's continue though. So after that, I just wanted to prove to you all that child support is the creation of the state, family law is the creation of the state, and because family law is the creation of the state, family law created child support. So that means child support is the creation of family law is the creation of the state, which means that the issue is with the state, man, not with the federal. Not with your child's mom. Yes, she applied for a service, but hey, we ain't got time to complain about her or what she doing. We don't have time to run to the federal court. No, we're going to hit the problem where it starts at, and that's in family. That's in state court, man. We're going to or with state law. It's the state that's bringing these issues to you. But not only that, I got a video for us to watch. So let's go to this video to get more understanding of what's really going on. Don't take my word for it. Let this lawyer tell you himself that the family court the family law is creation of the state. I told y'all twice, two different remedies, but out of the mouth of two or three witnesses, the scripture says, let each matter be established. So let's establish this matter. The last witness. Let's go there. Okay, so now as you all can see, this is the third witness. There was another channel on YouTube who's trying to teach this child support thing. Try to teach about this video. Totally ruined it. But hey, I'm here to put it in its proper perspective for we all can get the proper understanding of what's going on and what this gentleman is saying. So we're going to see in this video that child support, or family law should I say, which is the creation of child support, is a state issue. And because it's a state issue, it's a creation of the state. And because it's a creation of the state, we must go after he who created it or who's causing the injury, which is the state. Okay? So now let's listen to him tell you all that child support is a state issue or is a creation of the state, but has federal guidelines to follow. And how that state interpret the guidelines is all on that state, which we just read. So let's continue. Let's listen in.
Hi, my name is Mac Pierre-Louis, and today I'm discussing interstate child support basics. First, please remember that all information on the yourchildsupportlawyer.com website and on these videos are for educational purposes only and do not constitute legal advice. It is a fact that parents who do not live together sometimes live in different states. The Uniform Interstate Family Support Act, also known as the UIFSA, is a law that governs how support orders will be established and enforced across state lines. Because family law is a creature of the state and not the federal government,
So what did he say? He clearly states that family law is a creature of the state government and not the federal. So now, if it's a creature of the state government, then A, the state is the one causing the issue. So what if your child's mom apply for that service? Go after he who's causing the injury. Your child's mom is not coming after you to have you arrested. She don't have that power. But the state do. Your child's mom don't have the power to garnish your wages. But the state do. The same state she went to apply for this services that's coming after you and it causing you hardship. That's it. It gets no clearer than that. So with that being said, let's go back and listen to it again. It's not the federal. It's only the state. But let's continue. Let's listen into what roles the federal have to play. So let's go back.
IFSA is a law that governs how support orders will be established and enforced across state lines. Because family law is a creature of the state and not the federal government, the feds stepped in to help the states set up uniform laws on how they will handle child support for parents who live in different states' jurisdictions.
So now, he clearly states that only the feds stepped in to give guidelines. That's it. That's all. How these states interpret the guidelines, that's on the state. The state is the family law is a creature of the state, meaning the state created this whole monster. Go after he who's causing the injury. So with that being said, man, that's what I'm gonna do for the day. You all be blessed, man. You need my help, hit me up at y'allismagnified@gmail.com. I'm giving y'all a remedy in all my videos. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. So again, you all be blessed, man. And if you need my help, hit me up at y'allismagnified@gmail.com. And when I say make that donation, It's, hey, give a gift. When you give that gift, every gift you give gives. When you give a gift, that gift that you give should give back. So with that being said, shalom.